What is up, everybody? It's Kova with Tweak Music Tips. We are very excited about releasing a new video with the brand new DDJ-GRV6. AlphaTheta's very own Pri Yon Joni came on to demonstrate the product. This unit works with both Rekordbox and Serato, but what's exclusive to Rekordbox is its brand new flagship groove circuit. With this feature, you can freely manipulate drum parts and create remixes. And this happens by replacing the drum parts of the track loaded on the deck. The unit also has a boost out. It's equipped with a USB Type-C port and the ergonomic and intuitive jog wheel and performance pads for dynamic performance. There's so many features to list, and if you stick around to the end of the video, you'll see the giveaway they did live on our show. If you're a DJ and you want to elevate your skills, step up your brand, and reach, make sure you check us out every Wednesday and Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central European Time. Well, enough of the chit-chat. Let's jump into the video. Let's talk about some of the key features and obviously who this is for.
So the DDJ-GRV6, it sits between the DDJ Flex 4 and the DDJ Flex 10. It's an entry to mid-level product. And it's basically the evolution of what came from the DDJ Flex 6. It had full-size CDJ style jog wheels, and some of the things that people said that they would like to see on it is, you know, it had RCA outputs. This one has balanced TRS outputs. Just like XLR can give you a balanced output, you can use an adapter for it to convert to XLR if you need to plug it to XLR. And that way you can run longer cables if you are running to speakers. Now, as far as the whole layout goes, it's inspired by the club standard layout. It is the large CDJ style jog wheel, touch capacitive. The mixer section over here has been upgraded. You now have independent beat effects select buttons. The Flex 6 had one button for that. Same goes for choosing the beat effects. You now have a rotary selector, as well as your beat durations are right here. Now, what you'll notice that's different about this controller to other controllers is that the hot cues are on top. This is to match what's on the CDJ 3000s. This is actually the most affordable controller in general that you can get to have the same layout, the same mechanical memory that you can do to be closer to the CDJs. But unlike on the CDJ 3000 and the Opus Quad, who have their hotkeys up here, these pads are actually selectable with different pad modes, 8 pad modes total, including stems. Stems is right there. Now, what's a little different with this unit that makes it super unique to other units is it has this whole section up here. These two sections right here is the groove circuit. And then this is the smart rotary selector. Smart rotary selector, but basically when you're in Rekordbox or Serato, it not only lets you rotate and click like a normal rotary button, it lets you use the joystick to go left, right, so you can get in and out of menus. It's really, really great for using Rekordbox because you can jump in and out of tree view. And also there's a discover button because there's a new feature in Rekordbox 7. It's an AI feature that suggests tracks for you based on not just your playing habits, but the energy of tracks and other things. The big performance feature on the GRV6 is this section here called Groove Circuit. Now I'm going to show you how it works on Rekordbox. It's a little different on Serato, but the Groove Circuit, what it does is that it can take a track, and I'm going to play something super, super familiar. It's going to be a Taylor Swift song. And what you can do with it, you can basically swap the drums of the track. It actually mutes the drum stem of the playing track and allows you to swap it with a preset loop. So if I have Taylor Swift playing, now Taylor Swift is a reggaeton song. We got our level right here. See, there's no drum. I can change the drum loop. We got drum rolls right here. And the cool thing about this drum roll is you can slide your finger left and right when you're performing it. And then you have your drum release, which is just a breakdown. And for the drum release, you can choose 3 different release effects. It could be echo and backspin for that release. That's basically how it works, is that you could basically take any song and just give it a different drum to remix it just on the fly. So I did a little reggaeton with Taylor Swift here. So let's play this song right here. I'm gonna switch to a hip hop beat. 2, 3, 4. Whoops. So yeah, the drum swap is really cool because you could just do this to any track. There's actually 40 preset loops that you can download, and it'll be built into Rekordbox and you can choose. And one of the other things you can do is you can actually capture another drum from another track and then throw it into one of the drum swap banks and then play it on the track that's playing. So you're not just stuck to the loops that are in the banks. You can actually basically live sample a loop from another track, and it can be an actual loop or it could just be the drum stem. And I should mention that in Rekordbox, the new version that came out for this and the XDJ AZ has the upgraded stem quality that people have been asking for. So you now have 2 options for stem quality in Rekordbox. You can prioritize speed if you have a slower computer or if you want it to render faster, or you can prioritize sound quality, which is the new stem quality, so that you have something that sounds better when you're manipulating the stems.
Just that redrum thing that it does is absolutely amazing. I did it with Mobb Deep's Shook One the other day, and I did it was the dance hall beat right before the reggaeton. It was in the pocket and it was really, really fun. So that's something that I could see people doing. I feel like it kind of encourages for DJs to actually go into this remix space, flip all these records that you probably wouldn't even think of. So a lot of fun. Actually has the rolls too, which I really liked. And another thing you showed me that was fun was the drum rolls. You can have your finger on the drum roll portion and go from left to right or right to left. You can actually get these nice little stutters right as the track is about to change.
Somebody asked if you can do it on Serato, and that's another thing. Serato, it's actually a completely different circuit. It actually works a little differently. I can set up Serato in a little bit, but it's actually a stem effects trigger. So instead of just the 4 pads that you have in Serato for pad effects for the stems, you can actually use it to add effects to individual stems inside Serato. And also, people have been asking for our 4 channels to have a paddle effect. And in Serato, if you turn on all the stems, you can use the release effect as your paddle for echo outs, for vinyl break. So this can also be used as a paddle for effects, in addition to the club style effects on the mixer.
Spawn the DJ asks, is there a TMT discount? So if you guys are going to get anything, we actually put some Zounds links below. The Groove 6 at Zounds for 12 months, 0% financing is about $69 a month, 0% financing. And don't tell anybody, but they don't check your credit. All right. So don't tell anybody.
It has the CDJ style loop. If you hold the in button, it'll start a 4-beat loop, and then you can exit right here. And then you can actually half or double time the loop using the memory call buttons. Like I said, with the CDJ 3000 and the Opus Quad, it's just hot cues. On here, you have 8 different pad modes. You have hot cue stems, beat jump sampler, and then when you hold shift, you have keyboard, pad effects, beat loop. Basically, it's great for if you need to control stems beyond just doing the drum swap in Rekordbox or the stem effects, and beyond using the stem ISO. So generally, on controllers that have dedicated stems, there's at least up to 4 ways to control or manipulate the stems. The Flex 10 being probably the most feature-packed way in controlling stems. But right now I have Serato open, and I have my 4 stem triggers here, as well as my 4 stem effects on this side. This whole thing is made to be more familiar between jumping between a CDJ 3000 and a controller, and being at a price of $829, this is the most affordable controller on the market that gives you the club standard layout that's closer to that style. Now, the other devices that can do that, like the Opus Quad and the XDJ AZ, might not be in the price range for an entry-level person just trying to jump on. So this is definitely a way so that you can get used to club style gear and be able to play on it without breaking the bank. And also, you can switch your decks with the dedicated deck select buttons. Having single buttons for deck 1, deck 3, and deck 2 and deck 4 makes it so much easier to remember which one you have activated. And then when you hold one and then click the other, it will go into dual deck mode, which actually locks both adjacent decks. So say you have an acapella on one and you have a drum loop or some instrumental on the other, you can actually manipulate them as if they were one song. So that's really useful for messing around and doing creative stuff. Something that you can't do on club style gear either. So sometimes DJ software gives you a lot more options as far as getting creative, doing some stuff, doing live remixes, even on the fly, that you can translate later on and take to bigger gear.
Do we announce it yet? What we're going to be giving away, Pri Yon?
Announce it again.
Announce it again.
It is the HDJ F10 low latency wireless DJ headphones using a transmitter. So we are going to be giving away the headphones and the transmitter package at the end of the show. So you can use this with any DJ gear. With the XDJ AZ, there is something you can do with the headphones that's unique to the AZ.
What's the MSRP on this?
With the transmitter, it is $499.